Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Burgos. It is May 17th. It is 10:43 at the time of recording this video on the East Coast, and I'm here to talk to you about character progression in Diablo 3. This is a concept that people are a bit misunderstanding, is a misunderstood over in terms of how characters kind of progress. If you haven't played the game, this will kind of give you a bit of a sense of how the skill system works and the character system works. So first and foremost, every character has all your basics. They have HP, uh, they have a resource which their skills spend, they have equipment slots. Everyone has the exact same amount of equipment slots, and then they have skills, kind of abilities your character use. Then they have runes, which are skill enhancers, and then they have passives, which are kind of character enhancers. Those are attained in that order. You're first going to gain your skills, then as you're leveling up you gain runes, and then the last thing you get is the passive ability. You have access to 3 of them. The first one you get level 10, then level 20, then level 30. At the time of making this video, I have a level 31 monk. I just completed the storyline, my first playthrough. It's awesome. The final boss is great. The final act is great. This is just kind of my opinion on things. Not to get too much into that. I felt Act 2 and Act 3 were very reminiscent of Diablo 2, which I personally didn't like. It felt like too much like they just kind of updated those old levels and kind of made new spins on them. But that aside, everything else has been really awesome. So let's get into characters again, as I was talking about before. So as you're leveling up, you're going to experience, you're going to gain skills. You have a total potential of 6 skill categories per class. So each class has 6 skill categories that you'll end up unlocking from. So every time you level, you'll gain 1 skill out of one of those 6 skill categories, and it goes in order in terms of your level progression matches the order that the skills will unlock in. So level 1, you unlock a basic attack skill. It's your primary skill. At level 2, you unlock a secondary attack skill. It's like a more powerful attack, but it uses your resource. And then level 3 is a dead level. I think it's the only universal dead level in the entire game. Every level after that, you're always getting something. That may or may not be true. Again, I'm at level 30, and since level 3, I think I've always gotten something, even if it's just one thing. Most of the time, after you hit, I want to say like 13, you're getting multiple things per level. So after level 3, you unlock your 3rd skill, which will be assigned to the 1 button. And this skill, again, the categories vary from class to class. Past, primary, and secondary attack, which are every class has. After that, it's kind of what your class is going to be doing iconically. So then at level 6, you get your first rune. And again, I want you to think of runes as a skill enhancer. So the rune is going to change the first attack you unlocked. So your primary attack gets enhanced by this rune. So it can change it to, I know on the Demon Hunter, the first attack turns it into, I believe, a chain attack? Am I right? So level 5 you unlock, yeah. At level 5 you unlock a different attack skill, and then level 6 you unlock a rune. I'm sorry, no. You unlock a rune for your first attack skill. Your first attack is a Demon Hunter, bounces, or they call it piercing, but essentially it can hit multiple targets, and that has a small chance, and then you can rune it so it has a greater chance. So that's nothing stellar, per se. You know, you have a greater percent chance to hit multiple targets, but that's kind of the way the rune system works. Now, your skills as you progress are level locked, as are your runes as you progress level locked. But that this isn't to say that as you increase in levels, you're going to unlock skills that are directly stronger than the previous skills you got. This is something that's kind of, you have to wrap your head around. Just because you're a higher level, normally in a game when you get to a higher level, it's like, oh, I unlocked this skill, it's going to be blatantly more powerful than this skill I got when I was level 1. This is not necessarily the case with Diablo 3. The 6 attack skills you gain will all attack in different ways, and you're going to find one that you're just going to fall in love with that you feel like really suits your character or your playstyle. So when you unlock the Bola attack with the Demon Hunter, you know, you may really like that attack, and you'll just use that as your primary attack instead of having the ensnaring kind of snare attack. So while it does parse out the skills based on levels. It doesn't parse out the power curve. The skills are all percentage based off your weapon damage, so anywhere from like 80% to like 140% of your weapon damage is applied, and that only is influenced. Not to get too technical, that isn't influenced by the level you gain. So at level 30, if you unlock the new attack skill, it's technically in the same, you know, power plane as the attack skill you gained at level 1. The runes are the same system. So as you're leveling up, you're gonna gain runes that modify the skills you have. So if you have 6 types of auto attack skills, you also have 6 runes in each of those skills. So 6 and 6, that's 36 options of, you know, primary attack skill. And the runes again follow the same kind of rules as the attack skills, which is as the skills do, which is that the runes are different ways to enhance those skills, but they're not more powerful as you level up. Now, that isn't to say that there aren't some that are blatantly more powerful as you level up, which can be the case, but it's more of, again, a stylistic choice. How do you want to play your character? And this definitely influences the sort of customization levels that people who want like a skill tree are not seeing. So to clear it up, your character unlocks skills. It's bound to your character. So there is no skill tree. As you level up, you're automatically gaining eventually every skill in the game. You can only have an equipped set of 6 skills, and they can be any combination from any category of skills. So you could have 6 primary attack skills bound to all your buttons and be perfectly fine. Or you could have 6, well, not with the monk. The monk, for instance, has only 4 mantras, so you can't have 6 mantras, but you can have all 4 of those mantras on. Unfortunately, mantras have a limiting factor that you can only have 1 mantra active at a time. But if you just wanted to be a troll or something like that, you could customize it so that you have, 4 of your 6 skills are all mantras, even though you can only have 1 of it at a time. That's kind of like a specialty case, but they still allow for it. When you're changing your skills, there's a small cooldown when the skill refreshes. You cannot abuse this power. For instance, the monk has the ability to make a copy of himself. If you remove that skill from your active list, the copy goes away. So you can't like kind of stack things in your favor. So past your 6 skills that you're gonna have, you have multiple runes, and the runes are tied to the skills. So if you think of it like a tree, so here's your skill, your attacking skill, and again, you're gonna have 6 choices of attacking skills, and then from that skill, you have 6 choices of runes that you can go through. So, it can change your attack so it deals fire damage. It can make your attack so that it passes through enemies. It can make it so that your attack is homing, and all these kind of different things. They're not necessarily more powerful as you level up, but they are different styles as you level up. And this is all level locked. Now, the last thing I haven't gotten into, which is passives. You get 3 passives, and you unlock your first chance to get passive at level 10, then at level 20, and then level 30. Passives do seem to have some kind of power curve inherent to them, so it's not so much as the previous things, but passives enhance your character. So they can give movement speed, or whenever you cast a certain kind of spell, it gives some kind of buff to your character. Just passive abilities, they apply to your entire character. So you have your skills, which are your abilities your character use. You gain all skills that your class has. So when you hit level 60, I think is the highest level, but when you hit max level, or after you hit level 30, I think, no, there's still some skills after level 30, but when you hit level 60, you'll have unlocked every single skill that your character class can use. On the same token, all the runes are level locked, so you don't have to use them all. The same with all the skills. You only get to use 6, and for each of those 6 skills, you only get to use 1 rune, but you unlock all the runes. And again, it's not a kind of power curve. It can be a wonky power curve. Sometimes I found like the first rune is the best, or like the second rune is the best, and then it's more of a playtesting thing. But you're trying to like the 5th rune, you get a level 30, and you're just like, this rune is horrible. Why am I using this? Um, and then you have your passives, which are character enhancers. And the same applies to the passive that applies to the skills and to the runes. It's all locked by level. And again, after you hit like level 13, you're getting multiple upgrades per level. So you'll get like a new skill and a new rune, and it'll be like a rune for an old skill you had, and a new skill in a new area, and maybe you'll get a new passive. So the leveling gets kind of really crazy, and the amount of customization there is huge. The 3 skills you can equip are come from a pool of, I would say, about 20ish. So 3 of 20 you got there, and then your 6 skills can be each modified up to 6 runes. So there's lots and lots of combinations in there. So that's kind of the nutshell that is D2 character progression. There is no skill tree, there is no point association, but there is a lot of customization because it's playing your character how you want to play it. It's streamlined and it's different. And hopefully this video cleared up kind of the way the skills work.